Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share my recommendations for the upcoming Sephora Spring Savings event. So if you'd like to find out more, then just keep watching. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button and turn on your post notifications. That way you won't miss any of my uploads. I've tried to narrow down what I want to share with you for today's video, but I still see a lot in front of me and I'm thinking it still may be a long video. So get your snacks ready. After I talk to you guys about my recommendations, I'm going to share what's in my cart, and right now my cart is ridiculous. I know there are going to be some things that will be coming out of the cart, but I do want to share with you guys what I have in my cart right now. Also, this spring event, while I knew it was coming, it kind of snuck up on me. And you guys know, if you've been with me for a while, that I live here in my home, but I have a work home and some of my makeup is there. So some of the items that I'm going to talk to you guys about, I will have here, and some items I will not. So I'm going to start with fragrance. One of the fragrances that I would recommend that you try out, I don't have with me, is the Clean Reserve Skin. I've been talking about this fragrance a lot lately in recent months. It's a very soft, everyday fragrance that I've really been loving, and I think that will be a great spring scent to pick up. I also really love the Replica Coffee Break. I love that fragrance as well. It sort of reminds me of my Dolce & Gabbana light blue fragrance. It's kind of got this fresh scent, and that's another one that I would recommend because of it being springtime, and it's a nice everyday light refreshing fragrance, so I recommend that one as well. Another one that I think I have recommended to you guys in the past that I don't have with me is the Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian. I purchased that one in the travel size every time because it is quite expensive. The package for the travel size is very luxurious and beautiful, and I would love to have the larger size, but can't seem to make myself purchase that larger one. I love that fragrance. It's one of Rihanna's favorite scents. It's a nice sweet fragrance, so it's one of my favorites. I know we're talking about the spring savings event, but I do want to mention a way that you can purchase luxury fragrances without paying the luxury price. You know that I have been partnering with Dossier Fragrances for a while. I have talked about them many times here on my channel. The reason that I wanted to mention these in today's video is if you are like me and your cart is absolutely full, you won't be able to purchase everything that's in your cart. So I wanted to remind you that this is a way for you to try out a luxury fragrance for a fraction of the cost. I have been waiting for Dossier to make a version of the KilianLove Don't Be Shy fragrance. I constantly go to their website and I watch to see if they have created this one or not, because as new fragrances are launched, they create new fragrances. Finally, they created the Love Don't Be Shy by Kilian, and it is called the Floral Marshmallow. Oh, this smells exactly like the fragrance. The prices tend to run between $29 and $59. That's the most that I have seen it cost. I also had them send me the Woody Oakmoss. This one is inspired by Chanel Coco Mademoiselle. Oh my goodness. That's also a fragrance that I really love. Sephora does sell Chanel fragrances if you would like to check out Chanel fragrances during the sale as well. All the Dossier fragrances are inspired by a luxury fragrance, and they have so many to choose from. All of your favorites are there, so I recommend that you check them out. I do have a discount code that I think will save you 10%. I will leave all of my information down in the description box, including the links to these products if you're interested. Thank you so much to Dossier for sending me these fragrances to try out. I try to be conscious of what I'm recommending to you all so that I'm not doing the same recommendations video, but if there are repeats, that just means I really like these products. Today I use the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen in SPF 40. I am at the very end of this myself. I have loved this probably the last year or so as a primer and SPF. I think it's really awesome to wear SPF, and this one doubles as a primer and is really good at locking in your makeup and helping to add longevity to your makeup wear. Another primer that I I love is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, but it is a part of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and I think it's like the last or next to the last day, and you can get it for half off. I know that I've talked about this before in recommendations videos. This is the Hollywood Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. I have the shade 6. This adds a filter on your skin. It adds radiance. Some people may use this as just a primer. Some people use this as a liquid highlight. It's a multi-functioning product that just gives you beautiful skin and makeup, and it's just a nice product to add to your makeup routine, to add a little something special. I did wear it today. I just used it in the high points of my cheeks and kind of up here, and I sort of just rubbed it in prior to applying my foundation, and it just gives you this nice subtle radiant finish. The foundation that I'm wearing today is by Rare Beauty. This is in the shade 410N, and it's this perfect shade for me, especially as we're approaching like spring and summer months. One of my deeper foundation shades, but it just sort of blends in beautifully with my skin. This is one that I really enjoyed when I first purchased it. It has a wand, sort of like the Charlotte Tilbury. It's got like a doe foot applicator. I kind of put it aside and moved on to other things. It has a serum feel. Even though I have combo skin and I kind of get oily in my T-zone, this wears really beautifully on my skin. And I have applied this before and then forgotten what I put on my face and looked at my skin later in the day and I'm like, what am I wearing? Oh, it's the Rare Beauty. And it's just a really beautiful kind of skin-like foundation, but it is very buildable and covers everything. So when I wear it, I feel like I have good coverage. I love how it makes my skin look, and it's not the most expensive brand at Sephora. So this is definitely a brand in general that I would recommend that you try out during the sale, and specifically this foundation. Again, I wear the shade 410N. The only other foundation that I would like to recommend is the newest one to my collection. I just reviewed it. That's why I'm not wearing it today. This is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. It is the reformulated version of the Ultra HD, and I have it in 3Y52, which takes the place of the Y445 Amber shade. It is slightly different, but works beautifully on my skin. Be sure to check out the review that I did of this foundation. It has a pump. They have changed the bottle to a glass bottle and a nude cap, and this is amazing. It is a long wearing foundation, and they definitely have reformulated it and made it new and approved. I really love this foundation and think that this is a wonderful foundation to add to your collection. The Rare Beauty foundation is $29 and this one is $43. Definitely both are worth giving a try during the sale. I'm on a Rare Beauty kick. This is the shade 370N. When I first reviewed this foundation, I got the matching foundation and concealer, and it was much too light. But I ended up really liking the concealer and kept it. And that's this shade here. I really liked the shade as a brightening shade, and it is the concealer that I have on today. And I really enjoy this concealer. It's just a very natural, lightweight concealer, but it really just doesn't take very much of this, and it feels like you're not wearing anything, and it doesn't settle into my fine lines. That is amazing. The other concealer that I'd like to recommend is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Concealer. This is an all-over concealer. For people who don't want to wear a lot of foundation, this is a great option because you can kind of spot conceal and sort of blend this over imperfections and not wear a full face of foundation. That's the beauty of this product. The only thing with this one is I wasn't able to find like the shade that I really wanted. This one is much deeper than some of my other concealer shades. So this is a much more kind of natural shade for me. It has similar coverage to the Rare Beauty, being that it covers just the right amount. It's just really good for more mature eyes. I would definitely recommend that you try this. So if you're looking for something more creamy and you're a more mature person, this is a great way to go. I really enjoy this Pat McGrath powder. It's like an under eye powder. I got it in medium. It's definitely different. It's sort of like a blurring powder. I did use it today to set my under eyes, but I also have on a translucent powder. And it blurs, but it almost adds this nice, beautiful glow as well. Sort of different. I think this is a great powder to add to your collection. It's perfect for people who don't want to wear translucent powder and you just want to set your under eyes but add a nice smoothing effect. So I think this is very, very good, and I recommend that you pick this up during the sale. The translucent powder that I'd like to recommend, I think I pretty much have now emptied it. I really like the Givenchy translucent powder. I used it today as well, but I was only able to use it initially when I started setting my face, and then as I continued to get ready, I had to switch over to another powder because I emptied this one. This is the limited edition cap, and probably if I repurchase this powder, I will keep this limited edition cap because I really like the way the cap looks. And it comes with a little puff. It's called the Prism Libre powder, but this one was their sort of translucent shade. This was just a remarkable powder. This always set my makeup beautifully, and it's very unusual that I will empty a powder. So the fact that I have emptied it tells you something. So I definitely recommend this during the sale. It is from Givenchy, so it's a little bit more expensive. Great time to pick this up. I do have another powder that I haven't even opened. I have repurchased this maybe 3 or 4 times because one time I tried a deeper shade and I gave it to my daughter. So I think I've actually purchased this 4 times. This is the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. I use the shade 35 Bronze. This is a powder foundation and I absolutely love this. A lot of people will use this to set their liquid foundation, and sometimes I use it for that purpose, but most of the time when I wear this, I use a primer, I will apply concealer, and then I will set the concealer with a translucent powder, and then I will just use this all over as my foundation, and it gives you the most beautiful skin-like finish. I have actually had this on before, and I was in my local Sephora. I think one of the beauty advisors or sales associates asked me what I was wearing on my skin, and it was this. So it just smooths over your pores and gives you a beautiful finish, and I think it only costs about $20. This is also a great time to pick up anything from Sephora collection, so be sure to check out the Sephora collection products because they have a lot of good things in Sephora collection. Since I mentioned Sephora collection, I also just want to point out their brushes. I've not purchased any of their brushes since they changed the look of their brushes. So these are like the old design, but I think that they still make all of these same brushes with new brush handles. I always talk about this bronzer. This is the Gurl Terracotta number 5 bronzer. They used to make a number 7 that they discontinued. And the reason I always recommend this one is it's just so beautiful. This is probably the most beautiful packaging of any bronzer that I own. I mean, they have these little swirlies in here. It's just one of those that you just would love to have in your collection. It does have a fragrance, so if that bothers you, you might not like that part. But after you apply it, I don't tend to smell it any longer, but it's just this perfect bronzer shade on me. And I have repurchased this many times. I love this bronzer. It's not completely matte. It has a little bit of a shimmer. It's beautiful. And the other one that I have been feeling lately, this is Lawless Summer Skin in Blazed. It is a matte bronzer, and it's actually the bronzer that I'm wearing today. And it is this color. These are the 2 bronzers I've been digging a lot lately. This packaging gets a little bit dingy, but this is a clean brand at Sephora, so if that's important to you, this one is a great one to try out. But it's just this beautiful, rich, earthy bronzer, and it's gorgeous on the skin. So I have really been loving this bronzer by Lawless. I thought that I was going to recommend the Pat McGrath blush to you all. I only have that blush in one shade. I think it's Love Struck, and I do really like the blush, but I don't love the packaging. I have the toughest time with my nails getting that package open, and there have been so many mornings that I will reach for that blush to wear, but I can't get the package open, and I just move on to something else. And if I can't open it without being fearful that it's going to break my nails, then it's not that great. I'm not going to recommend that one today just for that reason, but the quality of the blush is really, really good. I just don't love the package. The blushes that I'm going to recommend to you guys are the NARS blushes, because there are so many blushes to choose from. If you like a matte blush, if you like a blush with a shimmer, you can't go wrong with NARS. This is like a limited edition one that I got years ago, but I'm wearing the NARS Orgasm blush today, and I've just been feeling it. It has this beautiful glow. It adds this nice radiance to the skin. I've been loving this blush a lot lately and went back to it, but I also recommend, if you have deeper skin, that you try the Orgasm X. I really love Dominate, but I did break the compact at some point. I definitely recommend, if you're looking for a blush, that you check out the NARS blushes. The other blush that I kind of fell in love with years ago that I still love, this is the Buxom Wanderlust blush in the shade Mykonos. It's a coral color, and I'm almost getting ready to hit pan. I love this blush. It's primer infused. It gives you this healthy flush to your cheek, but unlike the NARS blushes, it doesn't have like a shimmer. It just adds this nice, healthy cheek. Just meshes with your skin. One of my all-time favorites. Definitely recommend that. The final blush that I want to recommend is a liquid blush by Rare Beauty in the shade Joy. And it took me a while to get used to this blush when I first reviewed it, because I tried applying it with a sponge, and I find that I really like applying it with a brush. I just take it out and I just dab it here, one little dot, and then I just take my blush brush, whatever blush brush I'm using, and I just bop the brush in the blush and just apply it to my cheeks, just like I would a powder blush. Once you blend it out on your cheeks with a brush, it really does blend out much softer than it looks here on my hand. And the liquid blush just really looks like it's one with the skin. It really blends into the skin so beautifully. So I definitely recommend this blush. This is the only shade that I've purchased that I was like compelled to purchase, and I think this is the dewy version. They have like a matte and a dewy version. So again, a little bit more affordable than some brands. This is a beautiful blush, and if you like liquids, I highly recommend that you give this one a try. I love Fenty Beauty products. I have really had a good run with these highlighters, and I don't wear them all the time, but whenever I pick them back up and go back to them, I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. This one is Hustler Baby Mean Money, and it's got like a really bright shimmery side and then a less shimmery side, but still very, very beautiful. I also have Girl Next Door and Chic Freak, and it has more of a peachy pink shift, and it's also quite lovely as well. So these are two that I have. I have Trophy Wife as well, but I don't wear that one as much. It's more of a collector's piece. I really recommend these highlighters if you're just looking for a beautiful highlighter. Probably one of my favorite highlighters at the moment is this Givenchy highlighter, and it is the shimmery gold shade. It had, before I busted it up, a beautiful embossed print here, and this is one of the most smooth highlighters that I own as far as how it wears. And it's a gold shade, but not like a white gold. It's a true gold, but not too deep. So it's this perfect gold on my complexion. And it's the highlighter that I will oftentimes, whenever I'm here, like I can barely wear some of my other highlighters, because whenever I'm here, this is the one I want to reach for. We'll step away from the makeup for a little bit, and I'm going to talk about other things, and then we'll come back to makeup. Okay, one thing that I want to mention, I need to wash this, that I have been using a lot and been talking to you guys about, is this Shiseido face polishing brush. I really love this for foundation, even though it's the smallest brush. It's just really tiny as far as handling, but it blends out foundation super fast, and it just makes the foundation become one with the skin. It doesn't move it all around the face. It just sort of, and it's gone and it's there. And I have really enjoyed using this brush for foundation. It's very dense. I like the color. It's very unique. I just have loved it, and I have been loving it ever since I purchased it a few months ago. So I definitely recommend this face polishing brush from Shiseido. I haven't really been purchasing a ton of skincare because skincare is one of those products that is always sent to me. I wanted to try some Fenty Skin products, so I think maybe during the holidays I picked up a lot of Fenty Skin, and I have loved it. So one of the products that I recommend to you guys is this SPF moisturizer. This is SPF 35. It's not written on here, but I believe it's SPF 35. It's a refillable package, so you will be able to buy your refill to go in this package. It goes up and down like this. And it does have a little bit of a fragrance, and it is a very hydrating moisturizer, but it also serves as an SPF. I didn't wear it today, but it does wear pretty well under makeup. I do like to make sure that I use a really good primer if I wear this under my makeup to make sure that I don't get oily during the day. If you have oily skin, you do need to be careful. I have combination skin, but I'm still able to make this work. I just love how it makes my skin feel. It's a very luxurious feeling moisturizer. If you have dry skin, I definitely think that you will absolutely love this. This one is unopened because I actually had a deluxe sample of this. This is the Fenty Skin, and it has the cleanser and it has the fat water in it. I haven't tried the fat water, but I have tried the cleanser, and I love the cleanser. It is a nice creamy cleanser, definitely not harsh on your skin, and I love the smell. So it does have a fragrance, but it is a beautiful fragrance. I have enjoyed it. I have enjoyed using that cleanser. It's very hydrating and it works. I think it's a cleanser makeup remover, and then the fat water is like a toner serum. It's a toner serum. So a lot of the Fenty Skin products have a dual purpose. I think that this gift set is still available, and it's a great way for you to try out this product. But I love the cleanser, and I'm pretty certain I'm gonna love the fat water. The final Fenty Skin product that I recommend that you try is Butter Drop, and that's how you say it, butter. I have used this much of it, and let's see if I can get a little bit here on my hand. I'm gonna rub this in here so you can see the texture. It adds a nice soft glow, and it is an oil feel. So it's a cream to oil kind of body butter. My daughter has said the very same thing that I have said. This makes your feet feel amazing. So I definitely recommend that you try the Butter Drop if you're in the market for body butter, especially now that we're approaching spring and summer and we want our skin to look nice and glowy. This is definitely fantastic for that. One product that I recommend that I swear by is Paula's Choice Exfoliate. It is 2% BHA liquid exfoliant, and it does have salicylic acid. If you have more acne prone skin and you use this every single day, it's just gonna keep your acne calm. I think that it shrinks my pores and just gives me very smooth skin. It says unclogs and shrinks enlarged pores. It smooths an even skin tone. A lightweight liquid absorbs quickly is also what it says. It is not harsh on the skin, and it does not irritate your skin when you use this, and you can use it day and night. Paula's Choice has just recently become available at Sephora, so I definitely recommend that you try this. I have one lifestyle item that I want to mention. This is the Forever Mood Candle by Jackie Aina, and this one is caked up. It's the only one in the larger size that I have purchased, so I'm not sure about the other ones. I really do like the smell of this candle. It really makes the room smell amazing without being too much. Now would be a great time to try out the candles and other home fragrances that they have at Sephora. So I definitely recommend this particular one. It is caked up and it does smell like cake. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this because I've talked about these quite a bit in favorites videos, but I've really enjoyed the pattern products. I like the conditioner, I think, a little bit more than the oil, but I have been using the oil as well. There's another oil I like better than this one, so I could see myself purchasing that one again and maybe not buying this. But if you want to just kind of get the set and get them together, this is the jojoba oil hair serum by Pattern, and then this is the leave-in conditioner. So I have been using this on my curly hair and really have been enjoying it, but you can use it on any natural hair, not just curly hair, but I've really been enjoying this. Giselle, or whatever it is called. I'm not even gonna waste your time again, but this is the honey infused oil, and it's a much silkier feeling oil than like the Pattern oil. It has a dropper. I purchased this several months ago and I've already used like half of it. I really like this oil. I just love how it makes my hair feel, and I definitely recommend that you give this a try. When I first purchased this, I purchased it as a part of a gift set, and I think that it has come back. It has like shampoo and conditioner. This size oil is in it as well, and it's a great way for you to try it. I feel like that set was like in the $50-something range, so it's a great way for you to try this brand without buying all large sizes. So I definitely like the oil. I liked everything that was in the set, but I really love the oil the most, and I highly recommend this. The final hair care products that I want to mention are the dry bar products that I was turned on to by my collab partner Melissa. I think she turned me on to the Prep Rally, which is a prime and prep detangling spray, and it really has helped make it easier to detangle my hair. Now recently, you guys know I got a keratin treatment, and a lot of my curls are coming back. They're coming back. So it's gonna be time to touch this up in a few months. But I was using this before the keratin treatment, and I've been using it since then, and it's really good at detangling, and it also is a heat protectant. I didn't realize that at first, but this is also a heat protectant, and I bought this as a set. This is an aerosol spray heat protectant called Hot Toddy, and I typically don't use heat protectants on my hair when I straighten it because it sometimes leaves a film, and I don't like how my hair feels when I apply a heat protectant, so I'll use some type of oil instead. But this one does not leave any residue on the hair. You can't even tell that you applied something to your hair as a heat protectant, so I really have enjoyed the Hot Toddy heat protectant. So if you want to protect your hair, you don't want it to become damaged, these are amazing, and they don't add any heaviness or film or residue to the hair. Back to the makeup. Of course, I have forgotten some products. This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation. This shade is 38P. I went back and repurchased it in 35N. It turns out that that's the perfect shade for me. I gave this deeper shade to my daughter, and I kept 35N, but this is the one that I have with me here because I'm at home and she lives here. And it's Sephora collection, so it is like $20. It is a very beautiful skin like foundation. So if you want to try a new foundation but you don't want to break the bank, again, I would recommend Sephora collection, and this one is amazing. I have really enjoyed this foundation. It just looks beautiful on the skin without looking like too much. I forgot to mention my Tom Ford shade in Illuminate. It looks a little bit well loved. This is like the highlighter portion, and then this is the shade portion, the contour portion. A long time ago, I reviewed this product, and I absolutely love how this looks on the skin. If you like cream contours and you're into the cream products, then I definitely think that this is the time to purchase something like this. I think this costs $80. And I'm sure that when I purchased it on sale. Now is a good time to pick up brands like Tom Ford that are a little bit pricey. This just gives you this beautiful, rich, creamy contour that looks really natural. And the highlighter is also very gorgeous on the skin. I was able to figure out that you can apply this underneath powder as well as on top of powder, and it works fine. This is definitely a beautiful product that I recommend that you try if you're into cream products. Another random that I forgot to mention, because I have it in a box and some things are hiding. This is Diffused Heat. It's an ambient blush. It is the mini size. This is by Hourglass. I really love the Hourglass blushes and how they add that radiance to your skin without adding the shimmer. Like with the NARS, to me, you see a distinct shimmer on the skin. But with these, it adds radiance, not necessarily shimmer particles. And I really enjoy these blushes. And I just wanted to show you that you can get a lot with just a mini. You can save a little bit by buying it as a mini and still have a decent size blush. Another Sephora collection item that I always recommend that you guys pick up during the sale are these coconut water cleansing wipes. And I think they have reformulated these in recent years. This was like maybe the previous formulation. I kind of stocked up on them. I really love these cleansing wipes, and I do like to have a few cleansing wipes on hand at all times, especially for filming. It's just great for kind of wiping off swatches and things like that. But these are great at removing makeup, and they're relatively affordable, and they're from the Sephora collection. Eyeshadows is where it's at. We love our eyeshadows. Today I went back to a palette that confused me at first. And this is the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. That's what I'm wearing on my eyes. I actually did a video on these products at one point because I felt like this particular formula, this was like one of her original formulas, I felt like some of the browns sort of got a little muddy on my eye. So these are very soft shadows, these are, and you really can overblend and it look muddy if you're not careful. So I tend to now like to use my natural brushes, and I'm sure not to overblend the eyeshadows whenever I'm using this palette. But it turned out to be one of my favorite palettes. I really ended up liking this a lot once I kind of learned how to work with it. And this one is one of the more expensive ones. I still love the bronze palette. This one is the same size as the bronze palette, and it is much more like vibrant and perfect for summer. So I think that as we're approaching summer, this is also a good one to pick up. And just to kind of give you an idea of the difference in the sizes, this one is like $65 and this is like $120 maybe, or something like that. And so they're different size palettes with different size pans. So lots to choose from as it relates to Natasha Denona. The formulas are wonderful. It changed a little bit when she moved to these palettes. This formula is a little different than this one. Now is a great time to pick up the more expensive eyeshadows from Natasha Denona. That being said, if you don't want to spend that much on Natasha Denona, she also makes the minis that are $25. And this one is the mini nude, and one of my favorite minis that she makes. As you can tell, it is well loved. I can complete a full eyeshadow look with just this mini palette. I wanted to throw in some other like small palettes. These I didn't talk about a lot here on my channel, but are beautiful, and I filmed a review on these. These are the Fenty Snap Shadows, and they still have these at Sephora. And they are less expensive, of course, than a much larger palette. This one's rose and this is smoky. And I filmed a review of these, and they're so beautiful. You've got nice shimmers and sparkle here, and you have some matte shadows. This one has a black in it, so you can really build a very beautiful smoky eye. This part I think is kind of gimmicky because they snap together like this. So you can travel them together and mix and match them, but you know, do you really need them to snap together? I don't know. You can mix and match and create these customizable palettes for travel purposes, and the shadow quality is really great, and we just didn't talk about them that long before we moved on to other things, and they still have them at Sephora, and they are very, very good. This is old school. You can't go wrong with Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes if you go like old school back in the day. The Soft Glam is probably the palette that I have hit pan the most of any eyeshadow palette. I wore this out. I even glued it back together. Like, it started falling apart. The case did. I used it so much that I glued it back together. The Modern Renaissance, I'm taking it back again. I killed this little palette and hit pan on it as well. I mean, I loved it. So if you never were able to try those back when we hyped them up, I definitely recommend those two Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I also want to recommend any Mothership palette that suits your fancy by Pat McGrath. This one is the Divine Rose. I have Utopian Dream. It's been so long since I purchased my first one, but it's the one that has the red shadow. It was quite popular as well. It has a beveled mirror here, so the packaging is quite luxe. This one was just one that I probably have used the most out of all of my Mothership palettes. I really do like the Mothership palettes. The final eyeshadow palette that I want to recommend is a Tom Ford Quad. This is Della Creme. Basically, it's a very kind of neutral palette, and I chose this one because I knew I was only going to buy one. It's like $80, and I chose the one that I thought would work for every day. And I wore it recently when I did the Makeup Forever video, and I loved how this eyeshadow looked. This particular one is perfect if you're more mature and you're not looking to have the super sparkly lids and you don't want to be over the top. These are just beautiful on the eye. It's got all of the right shades that I need. It's got like a perfect crease transition shade. It's got something to add depth and dimension, and it's got gold plus a lighter champagne color for the inner tear duct. Now is the time to try Tom Ford eyeshadows if you're looking to buy. Don't go out and do it just because I say so. Finally, lips. I am sort of boring when it comes to lipsticks because I typically have on a nude lip. It's pink or something. And so I'm pretty boring. I'm just going to recommend a few of my favorites. The lip that I'm wearing today, I just wanted to wear a red lip today. This is the Armani lipstick in 402. I'll be sure to link this one down below. And it was actually sent to me by Influencer to try out. And it's a beautiful red, the perfect red lip. I really like it. It's a nice soft lipstick. It's not like a liquid lipstick. It has more of a creamy texture, but not really creamy. It's kind of different. So these are definitely really, really good. This one has been good to me. I have enjoyed it as my red lip of choice. I really like this Lancome. I only purchased one of these. It pops up. You just push a button and it looks like this. And it's just a beautiful creamy lip. This is shade Vintage Rose. Nice creamy lip. I love the packaging and would like to have some more Lancome lipsticks. I just wanted to try them out. This has been lovely. I reach for it all the time. This one is Pillow Talk, guys. Again, very predictable, is it not? It's like a cool tone pink here. This is Coachella Coral, and it's also a Charlotte Tilbury lip. I don't wear this one all the time, but I just wanted to kind of give you guys a few options. I love my Tom Ford lips. This is Twist of Fate, and it's sort of a coral color as well, sort of like this one. And the Tom Ford lips are my favorite formula. And I also really like, this one is Sable Smoke. It's got a little pink shift. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's very nude and looks gorgeous. I love Spanish Pink, but that one is in my purse. But these are the Tom Ford lipsticks. Don't even have glosses over here today. And you guys know I love glosses. Fenty glosses are always a good buy. Love the Fenty gloss. But these are like the Rare Beauty lip balms. And this one is Empathy. These are super creamy. And they come in the cutest packaging because they lay flat. And this one is Empathy. It's a little darker color. And then this one is Praise. And it's going to be harder for me to show you Praise because this one's in worse shape. I've used it so much. That one is Praise. I love the Praise color. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you guys that well. I'm so sorry where I'm swatching it. Both of these are balms. So I just like to wear a lip liner. I will put this on and either wear it bare by itself or I might top it with a little bit of gloss. But these are great. They're not really purse friendly because the caps, while they are magnetic, they're not a strong magnet. And I find that the cap will come off if I travel them too much in my purse. So I just like to keep them on my vanity. But these are excellent lip balms. So much that I can recommend to you guys at Sephora that is amazing. You guys have to just trust your gut, think about what your needs are, and try to prioritize what you want to buy. Now let's talk about what's in my cart. Maybe I can figure out what's going to make it and what's going to go back. These are my cheap dollar store glasses. I have 21 things in my cart. I already know some things are coming out of this cart. I've just been throwing things in the cart as I think of things, knowing that I have to remove some things, because right now my order is $835 and there is no way on earth, even with 20% off, that I'm going to spend that kind of money. So let's talk about what's in my cart. I've talked to you guys about this little sample size NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment that I got. It's like a deluxe sample that I've been wearing. I had it on in the Makeup Forever video, and it is the shade American Woman. It's an Allure favorite. It's $28, and I tossed it in the cart just in case I wanted to pick it up. I have a feeling it will be one of the first things to go because I still have the deluxe sample that's not empty. So that's in my cart. I have an Oral-B, if that's how you say it, Mini Royal Blowout Heat Styling Spray that has been in my cart for a while. I really wanted to try some heat styling sprays because of the keratin treatment. It's $24. I have heard a lot about this particular spray. Because I still have so much of the Dry Bar left, I'm not sure if I will purchase this one this go around, but I might move it to Loves. Like anything I don't buy, I might move it to the Loves section so that I don't forget about it. Like that's the key, just don't forget about it. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna purchase it, but it's still in the cart. The Ordinary High Adherence Silicone Primer, it is only $6. There is no excuse. I can purchase that one. I love that primer. It is really great during the summertime. I also wanted to recommend it to you guys, but I knew it was in the cart and I'd have a chance to tell you about it. So if you are looking for a fantastic primer but don't want to break the bank, the High Adherence Silicone Primer is amazing. I have emptied it before. It is in the cart and I will probably purchase that because it's only $6. I have the Tom Ford Eye Color Cream Eyeshadow Quad. I have it in the color Tiger Eye. They came out with 3 colors. One of them has been really popular. It's like rose something, but it looks similar to my Della Creme as far as the colors. And this one kind of has a peachy shimmer in it. It has a matte in it that's deep chocolate. It's $89. And of the 3, it was the one that I thought I would like the most for me. So I have it in the cart. I'm not sure if it's gonna make it though, but we'll see. It's in the cart right now. I threw in this product because it just looked appealing. And this is a Black-owned brand. It is 54 Thrones African Beauty Butter. Ugandan vanilla and Ethiopian honey is the fragrance I chose. It's in a tube and it's supposed to be a really good body butter, and it is $24, and I think it's a new brand at Sephora. I have a lot of body products right now that I'm still trying to use up, so I'm not sure if I'm going to purchase it or if it's going to move to Loves. But I do have it. I also have in my cart the One Size by Patrick Starr. It says Turn Up the Base Beauty Blur Balm Foundation. I have mine in the shade Dark 1. I'm not even sure if that's the right color, but it was the shade that looked best for me. It's $33. And another YouTuber that I like to watch, Risa Does Makeup, she has oilier skin and she swore by this and loved this balm. I threw it in my cart because she said it was so amazing. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about it. Maybe people are and I'm just late to the party, but I threw it in the cart. I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy it, but when I think about anything that makes my oily skin behave, I don't know, I'm kind of keeping it in the cart for now. I put the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Skin Finish Buildable Coverage Foundation Stick in the shade 430 in Gingerbread. It is $39. I don't need another foundation. I just purchased a foundation. I'm still trying to empty foundations. I don't need any more of these foundation products. But these are things that other people were talking about and I didn't get to try it. It's $39. I want to try it. I want to try it. But I'm not sure if it's going to make it because I don't need it. but it's in the cart. I also have the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation in the shade 8.7 Golden Almond. I watched a few reviews on YouTube and that one seemed like it might be best for me. It is $89. I cannot walk out of here with all of this Tom Ford. There's no way. I never got to try this either. Other people tried it. They all like it. I want to like it too. So it's in the cart. I don't know if it'll make it though. I have never purchased anything from the LYS Beauty brand. I think that this is also a black owned brand. And one of the products that is intriguing to me is the No Limits Matte Bronzer. I have the shade Courage in my cart. It is $18. So because it's a little bit more affordable, I thought maybe this one will make it. And I haven't purchased a new bronzer in a while. Not that that's a reason to buy one now, but it's only $18, so maybe. They also have a translucent powder that I've heard a lot of people talk about, but I've just purchased powder. I have tons of powder. I didn't put that in the cart, but the bronzer might survive. I don't know. Once again, I think this was in my cart the last time we had this conversation. The Dior Forever Skin Correct Concealer in 3W Peach that I currently own and have basically emptied is back in the cart again. I pulled it out of the cart the last time because I have so many concealers that I'm trying to empty. So I didn't want to purchase it again. But I've put it back in the cart one more time. It's $36. It's in the cart. I don't know if it's gonna make it. Every time that I'm dropping things, that gets dropped. Like re-upping on things is kind of hard for me sometimes when I have so much already. I like trying new things. I want newness. Okay, so it's in the cart. It is a fantastic concealer, by the way. I love that concealer. Let's see if it makes it this time. I mentioned this earlier. This is the Replica Coffee Break fragrance. I have it in the travel size and I have used it sparingly. It is $144 for the size that I have in the cart. I'm not sure if it comes in even a smaller one than that. If I get this fragrance, it will probably be the travel size. I have so many Dossier fragrances. I have purchased fragrances lately. I don't really need another full-size fragrance, but this one is just so refreshing. I hate that they call it coffee break because it makes people probably think it smells like coffee and it doesn't. It's a nice fresh scent and I love it. I love that fragrance. It's $144 though, so I don't know if it's going to make it. I also have in my cart the Laneige Lip Glowy Balm. This is for my daughter. I am going to buy that because she wants it. She's going to pay me for it. And we love their lip balms by Laneige. She loves that. I have the Bite Beauty Upswing Full Volume Mascara. I have a little travel size of it that is wonderful. It's $28 for the full size. I put it in the cart when I was using the travel size because I loved it so much. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that or not, but it's there. I actually put the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Full Coverage Concealer in my cart that I talked to you guys about earlier. It's $29 for the concealer. I have it in 420 Bisque Neutral in the cart because 435, as I mentioned, is a little dark. So I'm like, should I try the lighter shade and just see if I like that? So I have it in my cart, but I have a feeling it's probably gonna get moved to Loves because if I still have 435, do I really need the lighter shade? I mean, I have so many concealers right now. Do I really need this? I heard a lot about Rare Beauty's Perfect Strokes Universal Volumizing Mascara. It's only $20 and I heard this is an amazing mascara. So for $20, I kind of want to try this. However, I have so many backups of mascaras from different brands from Ulta 21 Days of Beauty that I try not to buy new mascara until I use those up, because even though they haven't been opened and they're in the box, I still feel like they dry up a little bit the longer you keep them. So I may not purchase it. It may end up going to Loves for the next sale, but I definitely am interested in this mascara. I'm part of the Itty Bitty Lash Committee, so I'm always looking for something that adds volume and makes my lashes look amazing. I also have the Armani Beauty Luminous Silk Perfect Glow Flawless Oil Free Foundation. I put this in my cart months ago. The shade is 8.5. I think that was the shade I used to wear in this foundation. It's an Allure favorite. It's an old school favorite foundation. It's $65 and I miss it. That was really why it ended up in the cart at the time that I put it in here, is I miss it. I used to love this foundation and I'm curious about whether I still would love it. So that's why it's in the cart, but I don't know if I'm going to purchase that. I have a Ciate London Burst Hydrating Lip Oil. It is $16. This is also for my daughter. It is Watermelon. That's the one I have in the cart. I always talk about that lip oil. It is amazing and we have purchased it many times between the two of us. I also put in my cart the Paula's Choice Skin Perfecting 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. My daughter has acne issues at times and I have told her that she really needs to incorporate this into her routine. It would really help keep her acne down. So I had that in the cart for her to buy if she's interested in purchasing it, and it is $32. Oops guys, I just realized a boo-boo here. I think there were 2 items that I had in my cart where I had 2 of them, like I put them in there twice. I only have 19 items in my cart instead of 21. That sounds a little better, right? This is the NARS Light Reflecting Advanced Skincare Foundation in the shade Cadiz. When I swatched this in store, Cadiz still fit me the best. I have the Soft Matte Foundation in Cadiz as well, and I always kind of thought that it was a little bit light, but a lot of the other shades in the store just seemed too dark for me. So I think Cadiz is still my best option, and this NARS one is $49. I'd really like to try it. I actually picked up a sample that I haven't tried yet, so I'm going to try the sample first before determining whether or not I want to purchase this foundation, because I just picked up the Makeup Forever. Do I really need another one? Do I need another one? So I have tons of foundations in here and I know there's no way I'm going to get them all. There's no way. Something will be purchased during the sale, but I'm going to be very thoughtful when I make my purchases. So that's what's in my cart. Comment down below and tell me what's in your cart right now. What are you excited about purchasing during the sale? So that concludes my recommendations video. I hope that this has been helpful to you all and you guys got a peek at what's in my cart as well. I know that I'm going to come back and film a Sephora haul for you guys and let you know what I end up picking up. And I also have been purchasing again at Ulta, so I may do a combined haul once I complete all of my purchases. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.